Hey, good morning. What's happening, you guys? Hey, don't got a whole lot planned for today. Actually, I'm just kind of chilling today. I guess this will be another just chilling episode. Yeah, so please like, follow, subscribe, Treeline Podcast. Yeah, man, life's not too bad. I quit my job, which is it was necessary, and it was just inevitable. It was going to happen. I ran into some issues there with. Let's be real. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just my past life experiences or what. But I just can't fucking work with customers. And it's not that I don't like to provide customer service or anything like that. I think it's just that the negative interactions outweigh the positive with a lot of these customers, and it's just like 8 hours a day of negativity, man. It's not good for my brain. It's not good for my mind. The job was convenient. I liked it because it was here at home and I didn't have to go anywhere, and it's super convenient because like the other room over there just turned into an office, and I would just literally talk to customers all day, and then when I'd be done, I'd come in here and work on the podcast, or I could go to my own kitchen to get food. I use my own restroom. I didn't have to leave the house, and it was convenient. Two things that I found that really didn't work for me. And one was just the customer service aspect. It was always negative interactions with customers, and I just mentally couldn't handle that shit anymore. And the second thing that I dealt with mostly with that was like a cabin fever, man. I don't know if you guys have ever worked remotely or worked from home. This camera, am I getting too tall? All right, I'm going to try to slouch down a little bit. But this, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but like if you work in one space, one little spot, and you spend your whole 7 days a week in that little spot, and you don't really have to go anywhere, you develop like mental problems, dude. Like, real quick before I get too much into those two things that I found wrong with the company I was working for. Look, man, I'm into it. I'm into the Lions, man. If you guys are into the Lions, man, if you're into the cognitivity, if you guys want to be smart like me, I'm just joking. Don't take this if you want to be smart like me. If you want to be smarter than me, if you want to be as smart as I'd like to be one day, you should take some Lion's Mane 4,200 milligram from Horbach, Horbaach. You can find it on Amazon. There's no promo code, nothing like that. I get no money from these guys. I just want to work on my promo skills, on my ad giving skills, because if I give good ads, who knows, maybe someone will give me money in the future, and I'm not opposed to that. So, moving forward. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, so those are the two biggest things I ran into with that job. Now, that job I had was now when you're doing customer service jobs, I guess you got to look at the job, because you got to look at the company you're working for, all right? And you got to look at their track record with their customers. And I guess I didn't realize that going into a direct interaction to customers type of job. But the company I went to work for was, like I told you in the past, was a pest control company, and I was like the acting customer service. But people don't like their pest control company, and I've learned a lot over. I think I was there like 3 or 4 months, and I learned a lot about why. And I mean, obviously, I heard about why they were upset every freaking day. Pest control is kind of a scam, dude. And I don't work for them anymore, and I'm not going to say their name still, because the company did nothing wrong to me. I had no issues with the company or the people that worked there. That wasn't the problem. The interactions with customers literally were debilitating, dude. Like, it fucked me up for the rest of the day. Like, I could not be myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, fuck, man. I'd say, like, imagine just taking negative shit all day, and you have to be nice to every single person that gives you negative shit, and you have to just act understanding with every single customer. You have to apologize for every fucking thing, whether you agree with it or not. It takes a toll on your psyche, man. It really does. And I don't know if it's just me, but I guess a lot of people do this like as a career. So I don't know how they fucking get past that barrier, but it's like, my mental psyche is just worth too much to me right now, at least in my life, because I just know how fragile it is. And it's building. It's getting better and stronger. I'm not fucking crying every day like, you y'all talk shit about that fucking TikTok I put up. But I'm not crying every day, like I said, but I am getting mentally stronger. And I think this was just a step towards that, getting rid of that job. That job was not helping my mental, so I had to step away. I didn't plan properly, okay? I told myself, look, man, I know it's going to be hard, dry. It's going to be, kind of a tight financially the next couple weeks till I find something to replace it. But I just hopped right into the Uber Eats thing I was doing before I got this job, so that'll help ease the transition into a new job. But this next gig I get, man, I'm going to do my best to find something that's not direct to customers. I don't think I can do that anymore in my life. It's just, even if they're good interactions with customers, I just don't want to meet new people every day. It's not good for my psyche, and I'm not against meeting people. I'd love to meet people in different environments, like fucking out and about doing regular fucking civilian things. I don't want to serve you. I don't want to be a service to you anymore. Like, I don't want to get paid to service other people. And I know it's fucked up to say, and it's like every job in the world is to service other people. Sure, I get it. I guess I just need like a behind the scenes job, man. I just need to not be face to face with customers. I fucking don't like it. It's probably me. It's probably me. But my overall interactions with customers over the last 3 months, I would say probably 80 to 90% of the time was their negativity was brought to me. You know what I mean? And that was my job. I get it. As a customer service agent, you're there to soften the blow. You're there to take the heat so that, the company doesn't have to. You just have to get yelled at. That's your job. So I was over it, man. I said, fuck it. So I stepped away. They came and got their equipment. And then and I'm going back to Uber Eats. I'm going to do at least 8 hours a day of that, and for now, until I find something different, more convenient. And I'm just going to try to roll this new schedule where I do my little recording in the morning, 30 minutes, what have you. And then after the 8-hour driving, I come home and I can do my edits and shit like that while I watch TV or something. I figure that's probably my best bet for now, and I'm just going to kind of roll with that. Yeah, man. Yesterday was my first day back on Uber Eats, and no, I did not have many interactions with customers. I think I had one, and I just handed their food to them, which is fine. I'll do that all day. I'll say, hey, how you doing? Here's your food. I'll do that shit. But the minute I have to sit on the phone with someone for 15 or 20 minutes and then just tell me how fucking much I fucked up, or how, because remember, when you're a customer service agent for the company, they don't say, hey, your company fucks up, man. They say, hey, you fucked up. You did it wrong. It's all your fucking fault. And then you hear that shit all day. That's not good for your fucking psyche, bro. It's just not good for you. So, yeah. So I'm doing this Uber Eats thing. I don't have to interact with customers, which is good. I like it. I can listen to podcasts all day in my truck, which is fucking nice. I got a little fucking Ranger, which has like a four-banger. I think it's like a four-cylinder under the hood, the new Ranger. So it's not that bad on gas. You know what I mean? It's not bad on gas at all, actually. It's compared to my old truck, which was a 2019 Ford F-150. And that was a 4x4. That was a big truck. I loved that truck. Don't get me wrong. I loved that truck. But after me and my ex split, it was just financially responsible to downgrade. So that's what I did. I went down to the 2019 Ranger, save a little bit of money. But at the same time, if I get back to where I was financially a couple years ago, I'm going to get that F-150 back, man. I'm going to get a new F-150. I love that truck. Till the day I die, that's going to be my favorite truck. I don't know what it is. I think it's because my dad had them when I was a kid. Well, he had a Ranger when I was a kid, my dad, but then he, as I got older, he started rocking the F-150s, and then I started, the aesthetic, I guess they're just as strong as any other truck. I've seen a Ford F-150 actually get smashed by a coupe going to like 100 miles an hour, and this was actually just down the street from my house around here in Kissimmee. I live off of Point Siena Boulevard, if you guys are familiar, and it's a super fucking dangerous road. But I mean, like, I don't live, like, the road ain't right here on the side of the house. Like, I live in a community that in order to access it, you have to access it from Point Siena Boulevard. And that road right there, man, like, it's just a one-shot road from fucking basically Orlando, Kissimmee area down to Point Siena. So it's just a one-shot road, and that being said, like, there's always traffic going there, going in and out of there at night and in the mornings, the main rush hour times, and it's fucking packed. Like, I don't even like driving those hours of the day because just how ridiculous it is just outside this house area, this community area, because the Poinciana Boulevard is right there. So it's super dangerous. Everybody's trying to go faster and get the hell off of Poinciana Boulevard. And one day I was driving home, and I was working. I was a manager at Ross at the time, and I was driving home, and I just seen this Ford F-150. And this is back when I had my F-150. They looked really similar, so it could have been similar time frame, maybe 2018, 2019 Ford F-150, something like that. But I want to say I was coming south, and they were going north. Right, and so I seen as I'm coming south and they're going north. I just see this F-150 is just driving. It's like a silver one and just starts spinning like a top. And I'm telling you, I just see that fucker spinning, and then I see some debris like splash out. So something smashed into that fucking truck. So I pulled into the median, and I run up on the truck, and the placard on the front of the truck says "Combat Action Ribbon." It was a combat action ribbon. You guys can't see, but I got one over there. I could show it to you, but I'm not going to pull my stack out because that's just so fucking It's just, if I see dudes pull their stack out, dude, on their little podcasts or videos, it's just not very humble. So anyways, he had a combat action ribbon on the front, and then on the bottom it had like a label that said like combat engineers. And I knew it was a Marine because it had a combat action ribbon and not like a, I know the Army gives them like infantry badges when they get get awarded for combat action. But anyway, this guy had a combat action ribbon on the front of his truck. So I ran up on there. I was like, "Hey, Marine, how you doing? How you doing?" And he's just in shock, dude. Like, this dude's in shock. He has some blood coming down his head. His family was in the car, and they're all in shock. Like, I just ran up to the truck, and I just seen like humans, but literally 4 humans, but each one of their eyeballs was like a fucking deer in the headlight eyeball. So they were just shocked, in fucking shock. So I grabbed him by the shoulder, and I kind of shake him around, make sure he's not hurting too much. I didn't like fucking wiggle him, but I just want to like kind of gently tap him. He seemed fine. I was like, "Hey, you good, brother? You good?" He's like, yeah. I was like, "Hey, right, Semper Fi, you good, brother?" And he's like, "Hey, right." Like, he was talking to me like a Marine. I don't know if it was, I just thought, like, because I ran up to him noticing that he was also, a combat experienced Marine. I thought that it would be comforting if another Marine voiced the fact that he was a Marine. When I ran up to the vehicle, I was like, "Hey, hoorah, hey, brother, how you doing? How you doing, Marine? You looking good? You looking sharp?" I was just telling him he looked good. Obviously, he had some blood coming down. They weren't all banged up that much. They were all a little bit bloody, but the back of that truck, man, because they pulled out into Poinciana Boulevard, and whoever was speeding hit them in the back of the truck as they were pulling out to the road. But so typically you shouldn't pull out in front of cars, but this is like a fucking, what's it, like 3-lane road. So when they were pulling out into the slow lane. But I guess the car that was coming up, and I talked to some other guys that were coming up from South Poinciana Boulevard who were watching this car for a couple miles, and said this chick was freaking bobbing and weaving, going like 80, 90 miles an hour, down or going up Poinciana Boulevard really fast, like she'd been driving crazy, up until this moment, and then smashed the truck. And then so if you guys know what an F-150 looks like, this was like a 4-door F-150, so it's a big truck. But she hit the back of that thing so freaking hard that literally like an accordion, the back of the truck was the truck bed was like smashed up to the cabin. I'm surprised the cabin didn't smash. So I don't know if the cabin of the Ford F-150s just have stronger frames than the back half of the vehicle where the bed is, where what sits under whatever frame sits under the truck bed. But that truck bed crumpled like a fucking soda can, dude. And I was just amazed because at the time I had an F-150 and I thought I was in the safest vehicle on the fucking road, dude. But they crumbled like fucking like soda cans, man. And the thing that hit it was like a coupe, but it was going like 90 miles an hour, and they had just came out onto Poinciana Boulevard. The truck did, so they weren't going probably at the most maybe 15, 20 miles an hour because they were just pulling out into the road. And then this chick, and she had a baby in the car too, this chick smashed into that truck. And when I say that truck was spinning, man, that's all I seen was just a big F-150 just spinning like a top. But when I pulled up, I went and talked to the guy. She came out the car. Her car was in the middle of the road, all messed up. There's smoke coming up from the engine and shit. She comes out from the car, and this wasn't like recently. This was like a couple years ago. I'm just telling you my experience of living outside Poinciana Boulevard. And she came running out. She was covered in blood. Like I guess she split her head or something, but it had started running down her body. She's running, screaming. She's like, like I can't even make out the words she was saying. But because they attracted a lot of attention right there by the road. So a lot of the females that a lot of people pulled over, tried to assess and help and stuff. So they kind of assessed her and stuff. So I was mainly just talking to the Marine. I didn't associate with that chick, but I did run over to the car and pull it off the side of the road. Some other guy helped push it, and I just jumped in there, and it smelled like sulfur. Like you could smell the airbags have been deployed, and there was a baby carriage in what was it? I believe the front seat. She had her baby in the vehicle. So when she was running out the car, she had her baby. She was covered in blood. She had her baby. She was screaming. And then like all these wives, and I say wives, I just seen a bunch of women and, other people that pulled over just kind of swarm her and assess her and assess the kid. So from my understanding, the kid was crying. She was crying. They sounded fine. They were just covered in blood. But I guess like that was taken care of. So I was just assessing the dude in the truck. But yeah, super dangerous on Poinciana Boulevard. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess I was going in the sense that like when I'm driving now, Uber Eats, like I guess I try to avoid Poinciana Boulevard during rush hour because it's just super freaking dangerous. I remember one time coming home, like I had to go around and go the back way into my neighborhood because like this lady, it was a cop lady, and she was like blocking off the road, and she says, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go around. There's been a fatality." I was like, okay, all right. So I turned around and left, and I'm just like, man, like, is this what I got to deal with every other week coming home? Poinciana Boulevard is no fucking joke, man. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, today was just we're just chilling. But yeah, so I quit my job doing customer service for pest control company. I don't recommend going with a pest control company. If you guys already have and you're happy, then cool, whatever. You are overpaying, whether you want to believe that or not. You're overpaying extremely for your services. I'm not going to throw the company under the bus, but I will throw the service under the bus. Pest control service is a scam. Buy your own pest service control stuff, and you can do it all yourself, man. You keep your house nice and clean. And you can go buy your own home defense. If shit gets really crazy, then you can buy some, higher, more effective chemicals. You can buy it all yourself at like Walmart, or you can go to Home Depot and stuff like, or Lowe's, stuff like that, and pay like pennies to the dollar of what you would pay to a pest control company. So just know that, you know what I'm saying? So if you got the money to blow and you got good services and they take care of you real good, then do what you got to do. But otherwise, if you're like me and you live in today's economy and you know what I mean, it's not easy. Like you have to go and make your money. Don't just give it away. And these pest control companies, you're just giving your money to them. So yeah, that's my little shit on pest control services. Thing. Yeah, let's roll into this real quick. So we've been seeing a lot of the politicians and shit. Oh, here we go into politics. And I guess they're running for the 2024 campaign. We see I've been seeing a lot of this cat Vivek Ramaswamy. Is that his name? Vivek Ramaswamy. This dude, man. And you know what I like about him? And now I don't get me wrong, I didn't say I like him. I didn't say that he's going to be the next United States president. I didn't say that. But I'm going to tell you why I think, as of right now, he has a better chance than the majority of those running. And something refreshing about him that you don't see, at least up until this election, you didn't see. There's only one other guy that did it or that's did it and is doing it as well. And that's Robert F. Kennedy. But they're actually going and sitting down on long form podcasts, and you got to respect a man. You know what I mean? Because are they politicians? Yeah. I mean, I don't care. Vivek Ramaswamy can tell you he's not a politician. He can tell you he's a businessman. But let's be real. He's running for a political seat, right, against other politicians. And he claims to not be a politician. But he's telling you everything you want to hear, which is what every single politician has done in every single race up until this point. So just know that. These are facts, right? He's filling in the politician billet very well, at the same time calling himself not a politician. So Not a politician might be the sales point for him to try to get into office for this election, but don't be stupid, man. Like, he is a politician, all right? He is. And just the fact that he's trying to tell you he's not should be confirmation enough that he is. I mean, that's what they do. They try to sell you a pretty picture, okay? And anything that's not a politician right now is a pretty picture. So just be aware of that. But I do like that they're sitting down for long-form podcasts, him and Robert F. Kennedy. It shows that it's harder to fucking fake being a person, which these politicians are just fake people. Like I said before, man, I think it was the one before or the one before that, but maybe 2 podcasts ago, I told you, man, like politicians, their main job is to win elections. It's not to make a better world for you and me. That's not their main gig. Their main gig is to get into office and win election and get into office. That's their job. The rest, they'll just fucking deal with it when they get there. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear to get to where they want to be, which is in the office, right? To win the election. That's the point of being a politician. I guess where I'm trying to go with that is to fake that. It's easy to fake that in like a debate because you only get like a couple of minutes to kind of, to give your best. Like you got like a 60 to 120 seconds or something to give your best answer, to give the best you got. But when you're sitting down for a 2 or 3 hour podcast, like you're going to get the best probably in the beginning. Whatever you've practiced as a running politician or as one that calls himself not a politician but still running in politics. Weird, right? But even if you call yourself one of these people, it's a lot harder to fake that. It's a lot harder to be fake for 2 or 3 hours than it is for 2 or 3 minutes. So, Robert F. Kennedy, I like him. I like his family history. The Democrat, Republican, I've kind of like, I don't want to say I've evolved past that because there's a lot of people that think that they need to evolve into one or the other. So I'm not a politician, or I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I am going to try to go with the person that makes me feel most comfortable leading the country, whether he's Republican or Democrat. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really a party person. I guess you could say I'm in the middle. There's some things that I don't agree with on one side, and there's some things I agree with on the other. For example, actually, I think both sides are kind of against the war in Ukraine right now. I think we're kind of evolving to where Democrats and Republicans are feeling that way, unless I'm sure there's a huge Democratic kind of opinion to stay in Ukraine, but I think they're starting to evolve more towards at least the Republican side of kind of like not being a part of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. But that was using an example. I don't think that's going to change anything, at least for now. But yeah. So that I think is a good difference between Democrat and Republican. Another one probably like gay marriage. Like I don't really care honestly, and I don't think a lot of Republicans care anymore either. But I guess like leading up to that kind of legislation, I remember not really giving a shit back then whether gay people got married or not. So like I didn't really see myself on one side of the fence or the other. It's just like if someone says things I agree with and they can do that for 2 or 3 hours on a podcast, I feel more comfortable with that than like a 2 or 3 minute answer on a debate. So the fact that they're going on these long form podcasts, I think I've been taking advantage of it. I've been listening to these long form podcasts. I've been listening to Vivek Ramaswamy. That's probably why I can say his name because I've seen him on so many podcasts now. But yeah, so I'm trying to pay attention to these guys actually going through podcasts because the ones that just go do like morning shows or they just go to the debates and that's fucking it, then why are they avoiding the camera? Like, why are they avoiding talking so much? Why are they avoiding a 2 or 3 hour sit down? Like, why? Because they can't fake the funk for 2 or 3 hours. That's why. Just know that. So Vivek is really good. Either he's really good at faking the funk, which he might just be good at faking the funk. Who knows? He's really good at saying what people want to hear. Remember, that's what politicians do. So he's really good at that shit. So is he really just saying what people want to hear and he's just really good at it and that's why he can do it for 2 or 3 hours? Or is this dude for real? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what podcast he's going on to next, but I know he did. He's done quite a few. I could name off. He did Sean Ryan. He did Tucker Carlson. He did some other vet dude. I don't follow him, but he's like some other vet dude, really hard charger type, fucking, bleh, kind of reminds me of just a salt dog marine or whatever. But I don't know the dude's name. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying, like, Ramaswamy is doing podcasts, so you guys should probably pay attention to that. I'm gonna keep paying attention to it as long as he keeps doing it. I'm gonna keep watching. It helps me see more of what he's about, and he's letting us see what he's about, and all these other politicians are not. So just keep that in mind. Also, Robert F. Kennedy, he did a couple of podcasts. He actually sat down with Joe Rogan for like 2.5, 3 hours, which was cool. He talks a lot about the COVID vaccine and a lot about the conspiracies about it. And listen, man, I didn't take the vaccine. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't really care if you did. That's another thing, like, that I'm not, like, on the fence about. Like, I don't care if you took a vaccine, man. Like, you hold your life in your hands, man. I don't hold your life in your hands. If you feel it was necessary for you to put a vaccine in your body that, in my opinion, just was not tested enough, it sketched me out to think about putting it in my body. But if you felt it was necessary to put it in your body, who the fuck am I to tell you not to do that, dog? You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, I don't find myself on either side of the fence for that either. I caught COVID and I lived with it and I got over it. So I think that, like, if maybe you're younger, more fit and stuff, obviously the things you've heard over and over again, I think that you just have a better chance of getting over it. And then maybe if you were out of shape or older and stuff like that, so maybe vaccines help them more. I don't know. It's just that for me in my life, it didn't make sense, so I didn't do it. And that was it, man. I caught the COVID and I fought it. I think I've had flus. Like, I literally had a fucking flu on the USS New York in 2016. I had a flu on the USS New York in 2014 or 2015. I can't remember what year I was on that MEU. Either way, that flu on that ship is the sickest I've ever been. To the point where I just wanted to kill the docs on the boat because I felt like they were hiding medicine from me. Like, I've never been that fucking sick as I was on the USS New York. COVID was nothing like that to me. COVID sucked for me, I think, just because I'm a man and most men are pussies when they're sick. And you can say what you want, dude. When I'm a man, or I am a man, not when I'm a man, but when I'm sick, as a man, when I'm sick, I'm a baby, bro. I'm a big, fat fucking baby. It just is what it is. And I come to terms with that, man. My ex knew it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure anybody who's really close to me knows it. If you've served in the military, you've been around other Marines and shit, like, they're all big and bad on the range. They're all big and bad in combat. They're all big and bad fucking when it's time to be big and bad. But when you're sick, bro, as a man, you're a bitch. I don't care. I'm a bitch when I'm sick, man. So, yeah, COVID sucked, but I've had flus that were, at least in my opinion, like 10 times worse than that shit. But yeah. Look, man, today we were just chilling. I just wanted to say what's going on with you guys. I dropped the podcast yesterday with an old buddy of mine, old college buddy, Eric. It's a cool podcast. Check it out. We talked about aviation. I went to school for aviation. We talked about some politics and stuff like that. He's got his opinions. If you guys want to see him back, drop a comment or something. I can always bring him back. I know he wants to come back, so that's something we could discuss. With that being said, I love you guys. Try to have a good day. Don't overwork yourself. Remember, don't put too much on your plate. Don't put more than you can handle. All right. And if you're in a job right now that is not mentally good for you, then, dude, suck it up and walk away. That's all I can say, man. Take control of your fucking mental life. Take control of your mental health. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to burp. Take control of your mental health. Take control of your life. And just take control of your happiness, man. If you're not getting that from your daily routines, then fucking get away from those routines. Get new ones. All right? Love you guys. Have a great day. Please like, follow, subscribe. The Tree Line Podcast. All right, you guys. Deuces. Later.